Beware of a police impersonator or a rogue cop on the FDR drive. Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Wednesday night, October 22nd, 2014, and I want to tell you about something that I witnessed on Sunday, October 19th, 2014 on the FDR drive involving this very car right here. Before we talk any more about this car, let me show you the various police cars used in New York City so you'll have an idea where I'm coming from. This is a common marked New York City car that's used to patrol the streets. I'm sure you've all seen them. They're very common. This is a highway patrol car. The difference between this is you'll notice it's a Dodge model. It's a lot fancier and it's faster and it's meant for catching speeders and doing only highway work. However, the highway patrol also uses unmarked cars. Now, I don't think it's a very good idea for any police agency to pull over motorists with unmarked cars because there are people out there that are police impersonators that will outfit their car to look like a real cop even though they're not. They'll pull people over and they'll either rob them or they'll do something else. I'm sure everyone watching this video has heard of this kind of story. The car in the picture you're looking at is not a New York City police car, but it looks a lot like the one that I spotted on Sunday, and I want to show you the differences here. Note how this car is in pristine condition. Not a dent to be seen on the car. It looks really nice. If this was a highway car, it would be in very good condition, just like this one, because Highway 1, Highway 2, Highway 3, they keep their cars excellently. No dents, no broken taillights, nothing like that. Now, let me show you the car I spotted Sunday and what happened. I'll explain everything. First, you're going to notice right here, the guy has his license plate covered with a black tarp. That is against the law. This tells me one of two things. Number one, it's a police impersonator with balls of steel and he's out to do no good. Or number two, and this is even scarier, it could be, and I'm saying only it could be, and I hope to God it isn't, it could be a rogue cop that thinks he's above the law and was out to do something very bad. And it involves this minivan right in front. So here's what happened. I was heading to an appointment on Sunday at 12 o'clock, and I was early. I was heading southbound on the FDR, and I got off at 63rd Street. I made a left onto the avenue, and I proceeded to come to a traffic light, and I intended to make another left to jump back on the northbound side to go up to 96th Street. The traffic coming at me is 3 lanes. The far right lane is a dedicated right turn lane to get on the northbound drive. That's the lane this minivan was in. The middle lane and the left lane are to proceed straight. This white car was in the middle lane coming at me as I'm ready to make the left. Instead of bypassing me, he turned right in front of me. And I was looking at the front of his car, and it was really beat up and dented. It looked like a piece of junk. And I looked at his license plate because I was curious to see if it was a TLC gypsy cab. But no, he had a regular New York license plate on the front, just like this guy has here. I looked directly at this plate. So as the white car turned in front of me, I looked at it, and the glass is all black in the back and on the sides. And you'll notice he has 4 license plate readers, 2 on each side here. So he cut right in front of me, and I had to wait because a couple of more cars went by before I could proceed onto the ramp. This white car then pulled over to the side and let a couple of other vehicles go by. He waited for this particular minivan to pass him, and he pulled out. As he pulled out, I'm coming down now, so he pulled out right in front of me, and the first thing I noticed was this covered plate. So I knew beyond any doubt something bad was going on. So I jumped onto the northbound drive, and I'm behind this car, and he is getting right on top of the rear bumper of this car in a very aggressive manner. However, he did not turn on a siren or lights. So this vehicle at some point pulled over into the middle lane. And instead of going around him, this car pulled into the middle lane and got right on his bumper. Again, no lights or siren. So I pulled up on the right side. I'm in the right lane. I wanted to try and get a look at the driver of this car without being too obvious, because I was a little concerned at that point that this guy had some ill intent. His glass was totally blacked out. You could not see anything in that car, and I know beyond any doubt it's against New York City law to have really, really dark windows like this guy had. But anyone that's willing to block out their plate with a tarp, and guys, this was not a rag he haphazardly threw on. I looked at it very closely. I could liken it to a window shade. You know how you pull down a window shade to cover your window? Well, think of this as the same principle, only going from left to right. That's what it looked like, an actual shade that he pulled over his plate from left to right. So this guy obviously has done this before. As we approached 96th Street, I had to get off to go to my appointment. But this guy was continuing on the bumper of this Honda Odyssey right here, the minivan. And luckily I was able to snap this one picture. I had thought about snapping some more pictures, but I really feel that if this guy had seen me, he would have done something to me. So my question to you guys, have you ever seen this car within the confines of 63rd Street and the FDR Drive, or have you ever seen anyone, either a fake cop or a real cop, put an actual tarp over his plate to obscure it? I would like your opinion on what was going on here. I personally think this person had ill intent. I know that undercover officers often use what they call a phantom plate or a dead plate, which means it's not registered to any car, because that's the way they have to operate. But to actually obscure a plate means somebody was hiding their identity, and in my opinion, that's scary. So I'd like to see some comments from you guys below. If you've seen anything like this, or if you have any stories like this, type them below. Remember guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. When you're driving on the highways, always stay safe. You read a lot of stories about these fake cop impersonators pulling people over and doing ill will. This is why I think every police car that pulls people over should be marked. Thanks for watching guys. Go out there and make it a good and safe day.